Hi, my name is Robert Shelley with Shelley Law, and my law firm assists physicians with employment contract review and independent contractor agreement review as well. Today I'm going to talk about the tax implications of a physician signing bonus. Now, first, I am not a tax attorney. I'm a healthcare attorney that has 2 decades of experience with physician employment agreements. So take that with a grain of salt. However, this is a kind of situation that I have to deal with pretty regularly. And so I thought I would just go through it quickly, kind of make physicians aware of the implications of accepting a signing bonus. Not every physician, when they sign a new contract, gets a signing bonus. Those coming out of training, it's more likely you'll receive a signing bonus. And then if you have to move for a position, then it's very likely that the employer is going to cover your moving expenses as well, up to a certain point. So let's get this out of the way. The signing bonus is taxable income. So let's say you received a $20,000 signing bonus. You're not going to get $20,000 check in your account. It's going to be taxed, and then you'll receive, the residue of what's left after that. Now, as far as moving expenses, it kind of, changes based upon the wording of your contract or the policy of the employer. But think of that as kind of taxable income as well. And so in any contract, any smart contract, at least from the employer's perspective, there's going to be some kind of repayment obligation if the physician leaves within a period of time. And so let's just say the initial term of their contract is 2 years, and then it'll just automatically renew unless terminated. Well, there will be language in the contract that says the physician will have to pay back the signing bonus if they don't stay for the initial term, those 2 years. Now, how it's paid back can vary. It could be an all or nothing thing. So if you don't stay 2 years, you need to pay back the entire amount. Or it could be quarterly. So for every quarter that you stay, in this case, 1/8 of it would be forgiven. And then you could negotiate it down to monthly or less. From the physician perspective, the kind of smaller frequency of forgiveness is better. So if it's an all or nothing thing and it's a 2-year initial term, you leave in month 23 and you still have to pay back the entire amount. That doesn't feel great. Whereas if you had monthly forgiveness, you'd only owe 1/24 of the amount, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that the frequency of repayment is lower. That protects the physician from having to pay back an entire amount. Now, the tax implications of it are when they expect a repayment, let's just say it's all or nothing, the full amount, you have to pay back the entire amount. So not just the taxable portion. So if you get a $20,000 signing bonus and it's taxed, and then you receive, whatever, let's just say 60% of that, well, they expect you to pay back the entire $20,000. So there are tax implications that go with that. One, if it happens in the same year, which is very unlikely, there's one way of handling it. And then 2, if it happens in the next year, or I guess even the year after that, this is the portion where I'll say you need to sit down with your accountant. If you don't have an accountant, you need to get one, and determine the best way of handling it. But just on a basic level, even though you didn't receive the full amount because it was taxed, you're going to be expected to pay the full amount back, which doesn't really seem fair, but that's just the way it goes. So those are some brief tax implications of receiving a signing bonus. And this is going to go for moving expenses as well. It's going to be usually the same forgiveness schedule. It's more likely to have a forgiveness schedule for a signing bonus and not moving expenses. So for instance, you could receive the $20,000 signing bonus and maybe $5,000 for moving expenses, and they're not going to make you pay back anything for moving expenses. Just kind of varies based on the employer. But it would be extremely rare to not have to pay back any amount of signing bonus for not staying for a certain amount of time. So anyway, that's a brief overview of tax implications of a signing bonus for a physician. If you have any questions about your employment contract, For independent contractor agreement, feel free to contact my law firm at the contact information listed below in the description. You can reach us through the comment section if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.